What's going on, everyone? It's Dictator Shadow here, and welcome to Drehmal Episode 6. Last episode, we explored the east and some of the north, but in today's episode, we're going to take a quick break from exploring the map. I realized last episode how massively important fast travel is starting to become, so I needed a new system to allow me to get to the middle tower in Capital Valley quicker. I posted a poll to my community tab asking which I should do, tower, pyramid, or and well, Octahedron won. So today we're going to start building a new base, and this episode is going to be 99% time lapses of building while I explain the process I did. First off, I had to make the design. Originally I wanted to do 4 colors that represent the 4 glass colors on top of the tower, but I scrapped that after deciding it would take too long. So instead I went for 2 colors, light blue terracotta and prismarine. I used the mountain near my base to get the blue, and I harvested the prismarine from a mountain near Fertide. I also used a bunch of spare cobblestone from strip mining, and quartz also from the mountain near Fertide. But before we continue, it's pillager time. So I was just working on the staircase tethers a little bit, and I noticed there were pillagers down there, but those aren't like the normal pillagers that we see on this map. They seem to be like the vanilla pillagers that, you know, just show up and give you the raid stuff. So let's kill them. Next I headed back up to Kasai to get more terracotta from the traders up there. And then this happened. And I accidentally started a raid because I killed some villagers, so we're gonna start a raid, but I'm not in full screen. Hold on. Before getting started on the main part of the base, I decided to improve the area around it, so I added some paths here and there, just so I had access to all 4 staircases. And then I decided to start work on my massive farm, because I need a lot of bread with how fast I run, and so here's that. Next on the agenda was to get started with the actual octahedron itself, so I laid out some extra, baseline lines there, and then I just decided to get going. So my plan for this is it's going to be half one color, half the other, so this entire side that I did here was just in the one color without the prismarine. And it took so long for me to do with the scaffolding because I was doing it diagonally. It wasn't until later on the other half for the prismarine that I figured out a faster way to do it. It took so long to do it this way. You can see me going back and forth when I should have been building it like a bunch of staircases. That would have been way faster. Quick little segment between me building. I realized that Flammer was way too slow to do all of this mining, so I decided to go back to where I found Ultva's Bowblade, get a bunch of books, and then enchant them, and then I used my enchanting table to give Flammer efficiency 3. After a quick break and some extra mining, I began work on the other half, which is the prismarine half. And you'll notice that in this one, I started to build it like staircases next to each other, and this sped up the process probably by at least 2 times speed. And then I just thought it'd be fun to watch me harvest the farm and replenish it. It's good time-lapse stuff. And then after making a bunch more bread, I decided to get work on the other half. Alright, let me turn down my FOV a little bit. Yeah, this looks really zoomed in compared to how fast we were moving. But yeah, this is the base so far. This is half of the octahedron. It's not done. After I have the entire shape done, I have more accents to do and whatnot. But yeah, let me show you around. So I have these 4 cobblestone staircases that will be more important later. And up here at the top middle, this is the tower head, where we will access fast travel. And the entire purpose of this base was to basically have fast travel within range constantly. So yeah, here at the top, I have these 4 pads to jump off of with the slow falling effect that the tower gives me, or eventually when I have Elytra, they will be the fly pads to fly in and out of here. But for now we have jump pads and staircases. So yeah, top floor, not too exciting. I've just laid out the outline for the next half of it. Here we have the second floor. Pretty nice. I did a different floor pattern for every floor. So this one has a diamond in the middle and then diagonals. This one down here has just diagonals. I hope it's bright enough. I haven't tested out if it spawns mobs yet. And then the bottom floor has just straight ones. And all of them have things along the diagonals and just along the corners of the wall so that it's light up. There's a lot of lights in this. But yeah, I mentioned I'm not the best builder, but I think this looks pretty nice actually. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And I got pretty much 99% of this from the traders in Fertide and in Kasai, I think it's called. The desert one. So yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It looks really nice. And I'm not too sure about these jump pads. I might remove them. Or make... I think if they were bigger it would look nice, but I think it's good so far. Anyways, getting back into the swing of things, I had to go mining once again for even more materials to begin on the top half. And you'll see here that I'm mining bamboo, and the reason for that is I'm selling bamboo for emeralds, and I'm using the emeralds to buy all the sea lanterns back in Fertide. Now here I decided to make the landing pads 1 block bigger so that it was even with the rest of the corners. And then we begin work on the top half of the octahedron, or just a pyramid basically, and my first step was to create the main entrances for the landing pads. I made them quite tall because the top half is a lot taller than the bottom half. From there I began work on the main 4 structure staircase things from the corners, and then I just began filling it all in. And I went through a number of methods using staircases, scaffolding, and just about every way. I was trying to make it more fun to do instead of doing the exact same way over and over, but it turned out that just doing the staircase method was ultimately way faster at the end here. And I worked on this for a good solid 2 hours straight maybe, and I didn't even get as much as I wanted to get. One thing I'm glad I did is I did not go to bed at all during this entire time lapse, so you can really get a sense of time on how long this took with the day-night cycle. And then zooming out a little bit here, you can see the entire base, and it's really starting to come together. I really like the way it's looking so far. And I also added torches at the bottom. You can see it's not dark down there anymore. After taking a day-long break, I decided to get back into it and finally finish off the top of the pyramid. And I gotta say, I'm really proud with how it ended up here. This took a very long time to build, and it took a long time to gather all the resources, but I'm glad with how it ended up looking. Now after finishing the top, the next part was to add the little details and accents. So the first one was to, of course, light the inside of it. And then the next step here was to add the final stone bricks. And my original goal for the cobblestone staircases were they were supposed to look like tethers, and these were supposed to be chains, sort of holding this bizarre shape down to the Earth's surface. And yeah, with the chains all done and everything, that is the end product. So this is the base that we'll be seeing in episode 7 and now on. And thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Dictator Shadow. If you like my content, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.